I'm Lisa Patriquin. I'm the Director of Children's and Family Ministries at Glendale Presbyterian Church, and I also serve as the chair of the Justice, Peace, and Integrity of Creation work group in the Presbytery. And I'm speaking to you as the chair of JPIC right now. I think many of you were aware some years ago that our presbytery formed a relationship with a church in Mexico called Iglesia Buen Pastor. The relationship was really vibrant at the beginning as we helped them build a sanctuary. But over the years, the folks that were involved with that project moved out of our presbytery, and gradually we kind of lost connection with them. And one of the things that we learned as we were looking back on that experience is, first of all, the importance of maintaining face-to-face connection. And second of all, that having a presbytery be in relationship with a single congregation provides sort of a limited range of things that we can work on together. And through a sort of fortuitous set of circumstances, we now have an opportunity to form a relationship with another presbytery in the Iglesia Presbiteriana de Colombia. And it is one of 3 presbyteries in their church in Colombia that has been looking for a partner for a while. The other 2 presbyteries have partners. And so we've been in discussion with them for about a year about what a partnership might look like and what types of things we might work on together. And it's such an exciting experience to talk with them, because many of the things that our churches are doing here on the ground in our communities are similar to the kinds of things that they're doing on the ground in their communities. And we're dealing with some of the same kinds of issues. So I see lots of wonderful possibilities for ways that we can connect and learn from each other. But there are some things that are also different about our circumstances, and that provides an even richer context for us to learn from one another and to support one another and to deepen our faith together as we do that. So I'm very hopeful about the possibilities for a rich relationship going forward for many years to come. We see that those rich relationships between the other presbyteries in the Iglesia Presbiteriana de Colombia and the Presbytery of Winnebago, the Presbytery of Los Rios, they've been having relationships for a long time, and visits back and forth, and it's quite possible for us to do the same thing. So you may be wondering how we got to the point where we're looking at a partnership with the Presbyterian Church of Colombia, and specifically with the Central Presbytery of their denomination. A few years ago, we invited an international peacemaker to come to our area. We hosted that person, and he happens to be the executive presbyter of one of the presbyteries of the Presbyterian Church of Colombia, and also the current moderator of the entire Presbyterian Church of Colombia. So he came on a speaking tour, and we hosted him, and then the next year we had an opportunity to host another executive presbyter from the Central Presbytery. And over the course of a couple years, we became more familiar with the kinds of issues that they're dealing with and the kind of help that they were asking us for, particularly some advocacy around certain issues related to forced displacement and life-threatening situations that pastors and lay leaders and trade union workers face in Colombia, and needing some help with American policy around some of those issues. And so we started talking, and Central Presbytery is looking for an American Presbytery partner. And the more we talked, the more we realized how similar our circumstances are in Los Angeles and in Bogota, where they're located. Both cities of about the same size, both dealing with the impact of immigration, although some of those impacts are a little bit different. Pastors in both of our presbyteries are dealing with a lot of people who have moved to our cities and are in situations of duress. And situations where there's just a lot of need And so some of the projects that I had a chance to visit when I was down in Bogota in July included churches that are being planted in some of the very toughest neighborhoods in Bogota, and youth programs, a preschool program that they've established in those neighborhoods. I just learned the other day that one of the churches is going to be working in a nearby neighborhood with seniors who are feeling the impact of living into what they call their third age, and the difficulty of finding good care and good housing. I mean, these are issues that we're dealing with here in our own area. So I was really struck more by the similarities of the issues that our pastors and lay leaders deal with in our two presbyteries than by the obvious differences, which include language and culture and food, and to be fair, the situation of tremendous violence in which many of them find themselves doing their work. And that's still an area where they need our help and our support and our prayers. So I think the opportunity and range of projects that we can do together is just rich and deep, and something that many churches in our presbytery could participate in. And to be able to have a presbytery to presbytery relationship means that smaller churches in our presbytery can participate in an international mission project or an international relationship, which is very difficult for small churches to be able to afford. So with the partnership of a presbytery, we can get behind some very exciting projects that will stretch us and enrich us, and enrich them as well.